Hey, Wiz.
Hey, Mike. Yep, we're about to get started. I just put up the
Perfect. Yeah.
the disclaimer before we get airborne.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't hearing anything, so I just saw the screen move and wanted to make sure I was live.
Nope, no worries. All right, folks, here we go. Right on time, on timeline. Let's go ahead and get airborne now with our Etrade platform demo. Brief high noon on the East Coast of these United States of America. We have two 500-pound heads joining us from the Etrade active trader team, Mike Mandich and Kevin McCauley. Kevin's actually going to be in the chat box, hanging out to answer all the questions, or hit them over the net over to Mike, and these guys give a great presentation. You guys clearly know that I use the E-Trade platform at Top Gun Options. I also use it in my personal accounts as well, and Mike and his team did a great job helping me get our portfolio margining account set up in the past week, which if you have any questions about that, maybe you can ask them and they can brief that towards the end as well. So I'm going to get out of Mike's way. So Mike, let me throw you the controls, my friend, and you guys can go ahead and get airborne, and I'll be back on at the end.
Thank you, Wiz, and yeah, pulling that up. Wiz, can you see my screen now?
Yep, got you loud and clear, and we got your screen.
All right, fantastic. And hello, everyone. Thank you very much for attending our demo here today. Wiz was kind enough to bring me in here. Let me show you the technology that we have for our active traders here. Just a little brief, little brief administrative thing. Anything that I am talking about today, any positions, should not be seen as any trade recommendations. Everything talked about today will be for learning purposes only. So really quick, and for everyone that is an E-Trade client already, this screen probably looks very familiar. But this is what happens. This is the screen that we have when you first log in. And it'll say, welcome, I'm in a test account, but it'll, your name. And to get to the Power E-Trade platform, we make it very easy for you. Everything, it is all web-based, so you will actually be able to launch it right here under what we call our launch pad. We also have paper trading as well. So if there was a strategy that you wanted to try out, or just get used to the platform, making some fake trades, you could use our paper trading app here. It's going to be the exact same as, it's going to work the exact same as the actual Power E-Trade platform as well. Really quick, before I actually launch that, for anyone that is not an E-Trade client, but would like to, become one using the Top Gun options to get the discounted pricing that we have for our Top Gun clients, it's simply just going to be etrade.com/Top Gun. And then that'll automatically code the account so that you get the discounted pricing and the current promotions we have. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch the platform now. And again, right after logging in, right from the home page, you'll see right on the right-hand side there. And I will make that big here for us. So really quick, first off, just going to kind of go over the layout that we have here. We have side columns on the left and right that can be customizable. You see we got a couple watch lists here. You could actually drag these, completely customize them as you want to. If I wanted to bring the order book over here, you see I just click and drag, get that added to the other side. I can also add different widgets as well. And right up here, the very top, you'll see we got a little bell that's going to be for your alerts. We have our little kind of gear wheel there. It's going to be all the platform settings. And then we have this little diagonal boxes here. And that's going to be able to launch so that we could add a new widget if we wanted to. News, order book, accounts. We can make a quick trade from here, our market view. But anyways, it's very easy to just customize that and get that added on. I can also adjust the width of these columns, make them bigger or shorter based on how I like to utilize the space on my screen. And then I could also minimize them completely as well. So if I wanted to, I could just click on those dots, have a complete full page for just my trading then. I do personally like to have them up, but again, we make it so that you can customize it how you'd like. So then, really quick, so I'll just go over every tab here that we have. First off, we're just under our trading tab, and we'll go to a quote. So this here is going to be just kind of a highlight of the company or the fund that you're looking into. You know, I'll just for fun pull up Apple so you can see the difference. And Apple there just gives you a quick, brief little chart. We'll get into our, the main charting features here in a bit. But again, any noteworthy news that comes out on the company, right? So we're looking at Apple. All the fundamentals of the company as well, what they are, kind of, where they trade in, sector, industry, what's 10-day average volume. And then we got all the information on the stock as well. So it's next earnings dates, the PE ratio, any dividends that are paid out or coming up, you can see there. We also, if we scroll down here, we do have a depth view so that you can see on what exchange, what the current bid and ask is for each exchange. And then we also have a time and sale. So you could actually see orders being placed in real time for the company as well. Again, quote screen just gives you kind of the highlighted information on that, on the company that you're looking at or the fund. I'm going to go ahead and move over then to our charts. Okay, so here's our charts as well. And it looks like they do have a couple things on there as well already. But very first off, right, very standard charts. We have our candlesticks. And if we wanted to, we could actually change that view if we wanted on our display. So if you wanted to, if we wanted a bar chart, or if we wanted, just a line, again, all under display. And again, make it very customizable for you as well, so that again, you could set things up to help you make the best trading decisions for yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on candle there, and then move over to studies. So, a lot of traders do like to use, studies on their charts to help make their trading decisions. You go to studies and then all studies, you'll see we have over, I think it's right around 100 different studies that you could add on. I'm just for fun going to go ahead add a couple on. Let's go ahead and throw up an RSI. Again, it'll bring up the details for that study so you can customize it. I'm just going to actually go 70-30 here. And then I could also, change the color of that as well. So I'll go green and we'll just go yellow. Save, and then you'll see RSI gets added onto the bottom there. I could also, if I wanted to make that RSI a little bigger, can click and drag again, and change the different widths of the chart as well. So that's, again, you can customize the screen based on how you like to view it. I can also add events as well. So you see here under events, we can show when dividends get paid out. Just a little candle, give us little indicators on the chart. Any earnings we could add on there as well. I'll show you when the earnings are. So again, just try to give you as much as we can to add on there. Again, just to help you make the best trading decisions that you can. We also have, I'm going to go ahead and just show you drawings as well. So we can also add on different drawings. You click on that little pencil. I'm going to get rid of a couple things here. And then when you click on that pencil, this little, and we have Fibonacci's there, but this little box is going to come up on the screen for you. If you click on that, that'll give you the different type of drawings that you could add on there as well. If I just want to add a horizontal line at a certain price point, simply just choose it, click on the screen, and if I ever wanted to remove it, it's just a right click to get rid of it. I could also change, you'll see here at the top as well, different time frames also. So it looks like a 2-year if I wanted to look at just year to date. Go ahead and just click on that, and then I could also change the frequency as well. So when you get a little longer out, usually it's daily, and it gives you weekly, monthly. If I do go to a daily chart, I go down all the way to 1 minute, and it'll show me 1 minute candlesticks then for the chart I'm looking at. Also, while I'm on charts here, for any futures traders out there, I won't spend a lot of time, but you could also, we have a trading ladder for futures. So if you want to look at a specific symbol, I'll look at the E-mini S&P. And as soon as that gets loaded up, then you'll see here we do have the trading ladder for futures. And if you wanted to enter an order, you can simply just click on the bid or ask, and that'll automatically enter that out for you. One more thing that I did not show as well, go back to Apple, we'll get rid of that futures ladder. So if I go out to a 3-month or greater, we also have this tool called Recognia. Recognia essentially just gives you, shows you different technical events that happened, and it'll actually find those out for you. So if I go ahead and select all of these, you'll see here, if I hover over, we got a green dot here. If I hover over that, well, it's telling me, okay, well, now we have price crossing the moving average. And it'll kind of explain through there exactly what you're looking at. So again, just another tool to help you kind of see what maybe might be going on in the technical aspect of the company. Also gives me my support and resistance lines as well. So pretty neat tool that just got added on not too long ago that we were happy to launch. Okay, so moving on over, we'll go ahead and jump over to the options chain. And this is going to be where we're going to spend a lot of time, because I know everyone out there being part of the Top Gun Options, probably focusing on, options trading here with us. So first and foremost, you'll see here, we still have the company up top, Apple. As I move across, that top usually stays the same, right? So you'll always be able to see the bid and ask and all the information for the actual stock. And then from there, you also see we have our expirations as well. So we do allow you to have multiple expirations chosen at one time. So always make sure, or let people know, make sure you're choosing the correct date. I have had clients actually place it on the wrong expiration. So always be cognizant of, what date that you're looking at. Usually tell us on the top. At the very top, you can see how many strikes you actually want to look at. In case you didn't want the full screen there, I could only pull up, 10. It'll give you 5 in the money, 5 out of the money, or close to that, where it's currently trading. And you'll see here, if I wanted to, now that's where I could also pull up the additional dates as well. So I'm looking at, multiple dates for the company. Over here on the left, we do have this little diagonal line here. It's actually our implied volatility indicator. So it actually shows you the 30-day implied volatility average, IV volatility, versus the current implied. Just a way to kind of gauge, what's going on. So, we have a big gap here. I believe earnings, Apple's got earnings coming up. So, different events like that are going to show you. You'll be able to see this graph that does a really good job of, showing you where those gaps might be for choosing, different expirations or, your strikes that you're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and shrink that. And then over here to the right, I know everyone likes to have their own personalized columns. If we go ahead and click on those 3 dots, and that's going to be a very common theme as well. Those 3 dots here are always going to be kind of the settings for the page that you're looking at. So if I wanted to, and I go and select columns, I can go ahead, customize, customize this however I want to, save that, and then if I wanted to, I just click and drag, and then it updates on both sides for me. Again, just a good way to customize it based on how you want to look at the options. What's also very neat about the options chain that we have, it's all bid, ask, click trading. So if I wanted to put in an order really quick, maybe build out a quick spread, all I have to do is click on the bid or ask. It'll highlight those for me, and then you'll see it all comes up down at the very bottom. If I wanted to expand that, show me the exact order ticket, it always sets, sets to the defaults that I have, which you could also customize. Allows me to put in the order, customize it how I want to. And it's that simple, right? We just click, simple click bid ask trading. So just one more time, you'll see 1, 2, gives me that, and then I could preview and send right from here. One of the competitive advantage a lot of our clients say that we have is right here, our snapshot analysis. So when I go to that, based on the trade that I have on there, instantly gives me, okay, I have my max profit, probability of, meeting that max profit, my max loss, that probability, where I got to be to break even, and then my risk versus reward, how much I'm paying versus how much I can earn. Again, it gives me different events to watch out for the company. And then we also have here this graph, and you'll see as I move my mouse left to right, that's actually the price of the stock as I'm moving. And you'll see at the bottom, those numbers are changing to where it's going to give me my theoretical profit or loss, what the price of the stock is trading at, and again, it kind of gives me my theoretical pricing there. So based on that, if I like the trade, I can go ahead and preview, send that out, or I could also take it one step further and go into our Analyze and Trade Lab. And you see this actually brings me to the next tab, but also keeps the order ticket below screen, so I could again simply send that out if I like the trade. The very top here, again, we're going to be everything that we just saw, but if I scroll down, it gives me a different couple graphs, right? So I could say here, okay, on a specific date, I think if I go out maybe a week here, I think that Apple is going to be trading a little less. And it updates my risk metrics and my spectral slice. So this here, again, based on this theoretical pricing here on a specific date, will give me, okay, what's my market gain, that probability of that happening, even though that's kind of blocking my view. The stock range gives out one standard deviation here, and then updates my risk metrics as well. So, it gives me my delta, gamma, theta, vega, rho. If you're not too familiar with the Greeks, we actually have an English version as well here. So again, it tells me price sensitivity changes, my time decay, just explains it a little bit more. So from there, again, I could, still have my order, take it up. I could simply preview, send that out. I'm not going to actually put this order in; it's not letting me. But it's that simple to get your orders out. So just going back to the options chain here, again, all I had to do, let's just for fun choose a different date. Click on my bid, click on my ask. If I wanted to put on a 4-leg, it's 4 legs there. Again, maybe an iron condor, something like that. Automatically builds that for me. And then I got the order ticket here. I could customize further, take a look at my snapshot, and gives me all the information I need to make an educated, investment decision. So that pretty much covers the options chain here. Again, you see it's very easy. We make it very customizable for you. Again, if you ever were going to even just trade the stock, you can just click on the bid or ask up here in the corner, and that'll also send that out. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to markets then. And first off, we have here our live action scanner. So this here is our scanning tool where you can scan the marketplace based on our preset scans. You'll see here unusual activity. A lot of these are targeted for options traders, different things that I know our options traders recommended that we have scans for. So you see different scans, we could run those, and those are real time. It gives you the top results, I believe top 50 results for each scan. I can go back, and again, this all runs in real time. So, if you wanted to take a look, reset it, update, that updates for you. You can just click on that update button. You'll see here the positions moving in real time. Next, we have watch list. Again, very, very standard. You could add symbols down here at the bottom just to have those up. It's a very quick way to add. Put forward in there. If you ever wanted to remove positions, anything, again, those 3 dots at the top right are always going to be where you could edit the page you're looking at. So, I could edit the watch list. If If I wanted something closer to the top, again, just click and drag, and then that'll update for you, and then just save it right up here at the top. And again, I could customize the columns here that I'm looking at as well. Again, always going to be here, those three dots. Market view is going to be very similar. It's pretty much the same as the watch list. Our preset market view is typically just the markets. It looks like someone's customized this one to have more positions, S&P 500. So again, very similar, same thing. You could add on anything you want to. Pretty much the exact same. News, we do have news here. You could search specifically for a symbol, or you could just look at any noteworthy news coming up, coming up in the marketplace today. And then again, you can just click on that, and that pulls up a new browser for you and takes you to that specific article. And then lastly, under the markets here, we do have our calendar. And this just shows you, before market, after market, people that confirmed earnings. And I have the week. I can go out to a month, or I can just go to today as well. But these will give me, again, we got our before market and our after market. Looks like we got a lot of them here today. But then this calendar is for any earnings reporting happening. All right, jumping over to the last tab here, we do have the accounts, and this is going to be very specific to each individual account. So starting number one, we do have our orders page. Again, you can go back as far as as far as you've had the account. I don't know when the last time we placed an order in this, but we do have a couple. But you'll see here, it does give me all my fills, and then specific, if I had a specific symbol that I wanted to search for, or if I only wanted my filled orders, again, I could customize that all right here. Next, moving over to positions, you'll see here we do have our positions page. Again, you can select columns, modify this however you'd like to. One thing that I didn't show you is how easy it is to get into or out of a position when once you have one. And simply, again, you're just going to, if I wanted to close out of these shares, or if it was an option I wanted to roll, I just simply click on that position, and it pulls up this screen for me. And so I could adjust, I could close it. If it was an option, it would allow me to roll. I could set an exit strategy up here, so it gives me, my conditional orders, profit target, or my stop loss. So again, makes it very easy to get into or to get out of the position as well, to customize that, order how you'd like. We also have different views here as well. So especially if you have multiple options under one position, I like looking at the leg level or leg only. Kind of just breaks it all down based on how you want to see the screen. Again, we get the three different views for you there. We do have our risk slide here as well. So this here, and kind of touching, I know Wiz touched a little bit on portfolio margin, would be more than happy to go over, answer any questions on that as well, if anyone wanted to reach out directly. But portfolio margin essentially doesn't look at the accounts at a position basis, right? Each position in a normal account has a certain margin requirement. Portfolio margin actually looks at the risk of the entire account as a whole, so not an individual leg level or position level. By doing this, you actually have the ability to offset some risk, potentially releasing a vast amount of buying power. Usually gives you a lot more leverage due to this, and based on how they really stress the positions. And the reason why I'm bringing that up now is because you'll see here we have up 5, down 5, up 10%, down 10%. For based on your view in the market, we're just long stock here, but sometimes these could all be red numbers. Sometimes they could all be green. It just depends on what you're holding. But you can see here, especially where it comes to handy for portfolio margin is, well, at 25%, that's kind of the standard that we stress the account at. And at 25% up or down, you can't lose more than 200% of your account value. So you'll see here, it does give us different, different values that we could lose at that mark. It's just kind of a way to see where your account is at as on a risk basis, not individually. And I could expand these. You do have the ability, you could add a simulated position. So if you want to see, if I added this position, how would it change my account? And it'll give you all that information here. So new, this page, pretty new tool. They are coming out with additional features on here. Again, highly recommend kind of navigating through here, taking a look. The different beta weightings, you could test it on the S&P, things like that. Next, we do have our balances. So again, just simply shows us all the balances in the account. Stock value long, you got your option values, if you have cash, margin debit, shows you all your requirements that you have, the buying power you have, month to date, year to date gains. Also show you the number of day trades that you've made as well. Performance, pretty straightforward here, just kind of gives us, we're looking at year to date on our positions, whether we're up or down. I think we do have different month to date or today. But again, just kind of shows us on the position level, whether you're trading options on it or the stock as well. Again, it'll show you total under that symbol, what you're up or down. And then history, again, history here, anything that ever happens in the account will show up here, and you could find that. So if I go back in February, you'll see here, we had dividends, different sweeps happen. Again, anything that ever happens within the account, you could find under history. And then lastly would just be our messages, right? So anytime if you get any messages, something about the account comes up, anything like that, you can view all your messages here. We haven't gotten any in our test account, but you'd be able to pull those up also. Feedback, if anyone ever wants to send us feedback, at the top here, that does go straight to our product managers for the platform. They do get those emails. So if you ever wanted to say anything, give any updates, any requests, you definitely use that tool. You'll see at the top here, it does give you, time until the market closed. And then again, you can set your alerts here. One thing I will dive down to here as well is the settings for the whole platform. So you see here, I could have my trade quantities updated to certain defaults, notifications, style settings. We do have a light version of the platform. I'll show you that very quick. There we go, a little brighter on the eyes, but again, do have the light and the dark. And then again, my trade settings, I could turn off the preview, and then, account settings, I could, set this to my default, or if you have multiple accounts, you could group them here, make different groups of accounts if you want to trade across multiple accounts at the same time. But again, you would be able to set all that up here. So that pretty much will cover our entire, that covers the platform we have here. Again, I'm going to we'll let Wiz come back on here, see if he noticed any questions or has any questions for me. But again, he also has my contact info. Feel free to reach out. Any questions, make sure we get you on the Top Gun options rate, 50 cents per contract. And yeah, more than happy to help. Wiz, still with us?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Sorry about that. I was on mute.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Or were we done? I'm sorry. I was trying.
Yeah, no worries.
My Tesla puts I'm starting to buy.
No worries. Yeah, no, just wrapped it up. Went over, went over everything. Just want to see if maybe you noticed any questions or anything that you wanted to bring up, that we wanted to cover here.
Yeah, Kevin's been doing a good job catching up on the questions. Let me see. Let's take a look. Daniel, I have Etrade. Some of the service I am in will tell to put in a sell and stop order on the trade where one will cancel the other, and I tried to place it and couldn't. Why can you do it in other platforms? Does that make sense?
It says, okay, so was it do we know, was it to exit a position or to get into one?
That's a good question. It doesn't say. Daniel, maybe if you
So
can rephrase that, or you want to take it?
Yeah, and I was going to say here, so should be able to do that. If it's exiting a position, again, if we come up here and I just click on the shares, you'll see here in this, when the screen that pops up, I do have exit plan. So if I set that, and I can set my profit target, so it'll be the limit order on top, and then the stop loss. So the one, OCO, one will cancel the other, one's filled. And I could do that right from here. And I could just hit create order simply there, and that would place it. That would place it for them.
Okay.
If it was a new position, we could do that as well. I'll say, for example, if it was an options order, like if I just wanted to buy something here, if I pull that up, it does give me the ability to create an OCO stop or an OCO stop limit. So right under the price type, I can set that up as well. And you'll see it gives me my limit order and then my stop price. And I could have that for my opening order as well here.
Okay, that makes sense. Actually, you know what? If you want to Mike, if you look over the control panel on the right, you see like webcam, audio, dashboard. If you go down to the gray one that says questions, and you hit the little pop out box, you can scroll down all the questions and see them where Kevin's answering them. In case if you want to read those and read through the ones you probably already covered.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. So I actually I apologize. I don't see the question. I don't have the questions box.
Oh, okay.
I just have the chat. Unfortunately.
So above do you see handouts above chat?
No, I just got attendees right above that.
Okay, yeah, you might be. I didn't make you that. All right, I'll read a couple of these. John.
And again,
I have an educational IRA for my daughter. They say I can't trade options in her account. They say too risky. Seriously?
No, we do allow, and I don't know if that's at E-Trade or not. They do allow, I believe, up to level 3. They don't allow any naked option writing, but I do believe they can get approval for level 3 to trade spreads.
Okay. Terrence, can you do those limit orders on spreads and condors as well? Stop limit orders on spreads.
Right now, that is not offered. That is coming soon. So It doesn't give you the OCO order on a spread. Does give you, and I have them here. Different stops and stop and limit orders. Those should be here. I want to say it'll be end of the year. They're adding in conditional orders on spreads, so that should be coming here by end of the year.
Perfect. Richard, what are qualifications for portfolio margin?
Oh, great question. So for portfolio margin, you do have to have a minimum $100,000. You can't fall below that. That's actually a FINRA requirement. And then there is a short, it's a little bit more of a process. You do have to have level 4 options trading. They are going to look for a little bit longer experience trading options as well. Our portfolio margin manager actually has a brief conversation with each portfolio margin client, and he essentially just goes over how everybody, how we stress the portfolio margin accounts. But typically they're looking for, again, you got to have the 100,000 and you got to have level 4 options trading capabilities, which is the highest level we offer.
Yeah. So, but folks, I just went through this just to give you guys a heads up. So I did this for 2 accounts. It's funny because the head of their PM, I guess Vincent, he was at Peak 6 or just after I was, and I told he knows my options house background. So we had a great call. So he'll give you a call. He's got to go through some stuff just so you know what you're getting into. It was a 3-minute call, and it's pretty cool. So you don't have to deal with some of the stuff that you deal. Was it Reg T or whatever it's called? So I think it's a great deal, but as Mike said, yeah, it has to be over $100,000, and if you fall below that, I think you're in the penalty box. You got to get it back up there within 5 days or something like that. So, and where do I find if I have my futures quotes turned on?
So that's another great question. So if actually, the easiest thing to do would be just enter in any symbol. If they come up, it'll actually, if they come up, then you have them. If not, it'll actually take you to the subscription center. It'll just have a little box pop up, and then it's just one click. You agree to the futures quotes agreement, and then those get added on. So it's very, very easy to do. If we go back to the website here, if you click on that little human icon there, it'll take me to our profile. If I go to account preferences, where is it? Under account features, you'll see we manage our market data agreements here, subscriptions. So futures trading, no, but I still have the futures trading quotes. You just go to the subscription center.
Okay, perfect. Bud, what is requirement to trade level 3?
Level 3, to get that, they're again more so just going to be looking at a couple of years for options knowledge. Typically requested, they're pretty lenient giving that. And again, more so, it's solely going to be experience and knowledge about spreads more so than anything else.
That makes sense. Be able to trade spreads. If you all are in our full throttle program, our 8 training sessions, we go from this is a call, this is a put, all the way up to those advanced tactics, straddle, strangle. So you should be good to go if when you open your account. Armin, can I create a joint account with underage dependent son/daughter?
I believe it will. Yes, I do believe it will allow you to, as long as, as long as someone on the account's over 18, then they would be able to do that.
Yep, awesome. That's cool. Can you get portfolio margin in a Roth or IRA, or is it only available in a cash account?
Unfortunately, so it is only non-retirement accounts. They do not offer portfolio margin for retirement.
Awesome. Teresa, what's the margin requirement for E-mini overnight per contract?
Right now, they do have 200, just due to all the volatility. Right now, they are at 200% requirements. Let me get an update. Let me see here. Go to my little futures guide. The E-mini S&P, it's going to be about 26,000 overnight.
Okay. To Brian, can I have a non-U.S. beneficiary?
Yes, they will require some additional documentation on the individual, but they do allow
that. Richard, are there data fees or platform fees?
No, as long as you're a non-professional, there will be no data fees. You do have to have over $1,000 to get free real-time quotes. But again, they're free for all non-professionals. The platform is free as well. So there's no fees for that. Trading stock and ETFs are completely free now. And then again, for Top Gun, they do offer just the 50 cent per contract for options.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, and obviously the foreign accounts, you guys aren't doing that yet unless you have a presence in their country or something like that.
Yeah, correct. They're a little. They are actually opening more non-U.S. based accounts. There is, again, it's just a different application, but we have been opening up more. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we could definitely get someone set up if they wanted to. It does take a little longer than normal, but we can get that done.
Okay, good. Glad you asked. Christian, what is the biggest competitive advantage as compared to TradeStation? Well, I'll jump in front of that one. I used TradeStation for a little while. Their options platform sucks. That's my immediate answer. But Mike, maybe you can give a more diplomatic answer, but that's my personal opinion.
Sure, absolutely. And I believe they're known for their charting. They do charts very well. To kind of piggyback on Wiz, it's going to be all about the options chain and what we offer there. Specifically that analysis tool. A lot of people like to just pull that up really quick, see where they got to be to break even. That max loss is essentially the margin requirement they're going to need for the position. So that tool there, I would argue, and again, just the simplicity and ease of putting it in order gives us the competitive advantage.
I'd say TradeStation, it's kind of clunky, man. You can do, it's a little bit more booger eater for me. It's a little bit more, if you want to look under, it's a kind of a space shuttle cockpit, whereas E-Trade's kind of a joint strike fighter. Nice, clean. You can almost overcomplicate things, to be honest with you. So, Thinkorswim platform is a perfect example. People will love it once they get into it and used to it. I don't got a ton of time to get super up to speed. Show me how to shoot down aircraft, and that's what I want to do. Yes, understand. Is standard margin available in my IRA?
It is not. We do have limited margin. So that what it means is essentially is you can't borrow funds, but the account acts as if it is a margin account for unsettled funds. So you could use those funds right away without having to worry about settlement times. But to borrow funds, they don't allow that in an IRA account.
That's what I figure. Okay, a couple more, and then we'll cut these guys off. Bob, if you trade in an LLC, do you have additional fees?
So that's a great question. FINRA sees LLC accounts, all business accounts, as professional users. So now it's not an additional fee from E-Trade, but those real-time quotes are going to actually start running $123.50 a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense because it's considered a business, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly.
Correct. Yeah. So a lot of people, they'll have an individual account. They do get free quotes. They'll open up the LLC. As long as they don't link the two accounts, they still get the free quotes on the individual accounts. It's just that, unfortunately, the LLC, you either pay or you're set to a 15-minute delay.
Okay, perfect. A handful more. Richard, how many charts can be open at one time?
Great question. So we do give the capability where you could pull up multiple charts. Get rid of the ladder there on the screen. Pull up Apple again. So this box here, if you're still looking at my screen in the top right, there's like an arrow pointing out. You could pull that out. You click on that, and that'll launch just the chart for you in a new screen. So you could actually launch as many charts as you wanted to. You're just going to have to, again, kind of size it to the real estate on the personal screen that you're using.
Okay, perfect. And Klaus, I think we answered this one. As a non-U.S. resident, I'm not allowed to open an account. What is the reason for this discrimination, Klaus? It's not necessarily it's not an E-Trade thing, but a lot of like Canada won't let you. You need to have like a brokerage. You need to have an office actually on their dirt. So as Mike alluded to, they're starting to open foreign accounts. You just gotta feel it out. But it's essentially not on their end here. Final question, Chris, on the mobile app, how can I set the all or none for trade orders placed?
Great question. That should be for all or none. It's going to be, and let me pull that up really quick here. But there should be trade automation added on there. Let me pull that up really quick. And do that. So on the Power E-Trade mobile app, under term, you got your duration, and then there's all or none. There's a little switch that you could either have on or off. But that is right on the order ticket. It's going to be on the Power E-Trade mobile app.
All right,
it's at the very bottom. Yeah, it's at the bottom, right above your preview order.
Oh, that's good. You know what, Goose? I want to know this too. So David's asking, can you set an all or none as a default? Because this before firing a missile, man, you got to make sure all your switches are in the right place. Can you set that as a default, man? Because sometimes I get these partial fills, and I'm like, crap, I forgot that. Can you make all
Right.
that
No,
out of default?
unfortunately, I don't think it does have that. I think it's on each trade ticket you have to select it. Let me just double check.
That's a good question. Yeah, I'd throw that over the fence to the techies, man. That's a good one because
Yeah,
almost
that is a
everybody
good
gets
one.
bitten.
Right. Yeah, that unfortunately is not a default setting. You would have to do it on each order ticket, but I will pass that along. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. It trips me up, but it makes me a better trader though because I'm like, wait, next time I'm kind of reminded that my switches weren't in the right position. Okay,
Right.
good. All right, folks. Mike and Kev, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. Good demonstration. Love having you guys. If you got any questions or concerns, Mike and Kev are on the active trader team. You can reach out to them. If you want to open an account, portfolio managing, they can kind of do the handoff over to the PM team and hook you up. But other than that, gents, I appreciate it, and we'll cut you loose. I wanted to talk to these guys real quick about some Tesla. But thanks for coming, Mike, and I'll go ahead and I'll grab the controls back from you.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Liz. Thanks everyone for joining, and have a great day.
You bet. Yes, it was recorded, guys. As soon as I click close, I'll go ahead and render the recording here, and I'll blast it out to everybody shortly. I just wanted to. We talked this morning in the primary live trade brief about deploying some ships, kind of some bearish ships, or planting some landmines. So I bought 2 Tesla October, all the way out to October 1100 puts. It seems like stepping in front of this, is stupid, but at the end of the day, man, you guys know that I believe there's going to be some sort of October surprise in front of the election. And we've been using the acronym DRINC, D-R-I-N-C, Democrats, Russia, Iran, North Korea, China. And the puts right now are pretty damn cheap on Tesla as we're up here. So this is what we did today, or I did today, just to give you a heads up. This is my new portfolio margin account. Bought some Amazon calls and bought some Tesla puts, which is interesting because that kind of diverges. Okay. All right, guys. So I just wanted to cover that. Good demo out of the E-Trade folks. Clearly, I use it. I've been there for years. Helped build Options House. Worked with John and Pete at Trade Monster using their platform. And now that E-Trade's kind of one of the heads of the 5 families here, I just think it's a great platform, easy to use, especially for options traders. So like these guys said, go to etrade.com/Top Gun and we'll be good to go. Okay. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see you tomorrow for accelerated retirement at noon. God bless. We'll see you.